Now let us understand another variety of questions from logical reasoning, and we name this variety as distribution. Now this is very common kind of question which appear in CAT exams and in fact all other MBA entrance exams as well, where we have to assign two or more variables to the objects. Now what are variables and what is the objective of assigning them to the objects will be clear by understanding one example. So here I am taking an example which says that in a 100-meter race there are 4 boys, say A, B, C and D, and they are finishing in 4 positions. So the position will be 1, 2, 3, 4 obviously, and each boy finishes in different position, and they are wearing different colors of t-shirts, and the color of the t-shirts are red, yellow, green and blue, right? So here what we have to do is that we have to assign the position and the color of their t-shirts to the boys here. So here the boys, or these 4 boys, will become the objects, and there are 2 types of variable. One is position and the other is the color. So as you can see that we usually solve such kind of questions by arranging them in a tabular format. So here I have written the name of the boys, and I have 2 columns, one for position and other for color. So here we have to fill the column of position by numbers, say 1, 2, 3 and 4, and the column of color will be filled by the color which is say red, blue, green and yellow. And this is our end objective. Now how do we do that? By using certain condition which is given in the case list. So using these 5 conditions we come up with the actual assignment of these variable to the given object. So I hope now the things are clear that what do I mean by variables and objects, right? So as I explained, there are various clues which are given in the condition which has certain relation between the one variable to another or one variable to the objects. For example, if I look at these particular conditions, then I can say that this condition number 1, which says that D didn't finish at 4th position but finished after B. So here this part is actually a connection of one variable, that is position, with the objects, right? But if I look at the second condition, then here we can say that here the color of the t-shirt, that is blue, which is one of the variable, is associated with one of the other variable which is position. So this is the type of I would say the clues are given in the condition. Fine. Now let's talk about the tips or the method to solve these kind of questions. So here I have come up with 4 tips which will be very useful in solving question related to distribution. So let's take them one by one. So the first tip is that we have to start with a clue which directly assign variable to the object. So if I look at these conditions, then I can say that condition number 4 is actually a direct data given here, right? Which say that Charan came at 1st position. That means I can straight away put the value 1 here. So these are the things from which we have to start, or these are the clues which are very helpful in filling the data. So we should start, or ideally we should start from these kind of clues. The second thing is that we have to convert the condition in symbolic representation. What do I mean by symbolic representation? For example, if I say that if I want to symbolically represent, say, condition number 2, which say that the boy which wearing blue t-shirt didn't finish 3rd position. So I have to write this particular case something like that, that the blue color is not with 3rd position. So this much, in fact, you can develop your own way of representing them or symbolizing them. I'm just helping you that how do I read the statement and convert into a symbol, so that I do not have to come back again and read the statement, because it will be very, very difficult to combine the statement or combine the condition, right? Now the third tip is that we have to combine the relevant condition to figure out the unique assignment of the variable. Now this is a very tricky part. In fact, this is the challenging part. Now it can be done very methodical way, in a methodical approach, but with some practice you will gain this skills of combining 2 different conditions to come up with logical conclusions or logical assignments in this particular case. And there are many other distribution based questions which require a lot of cases to be made. This particular example which I have taken to explain you do not have many cases, but there might be different sets which require multiple cases to be formed. So as and when we come across, we'll find in many problems in practice exercise that we have framed different cases. So I hope you have understood the basic understanding about the distribution based logical reasoning case.